Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon or Rising, and it's the weekly reading for December 2nd to the 8th. This week, Scorpio, you have the Initiation Oracle card with the Seven of Pentacles, the King of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Wands, the Strength card, and the the Eight of Swords. So obviously we have a couple of very powerful energies here. I love the Wheel of Fortune. It's transformative. It wants to shift things for you, Scorpio. It wants to, change your luck. It wants to release karmic contracts that are complete. It's a beautiful and powerful energy. So I'm just going to start off by reading out the Oracle card, the Initiation, Rite of Passage, crossing the threshold. Yes, you are. The Wheel of Fortune is going to make sure of that. Some of the most sacred initiation chambers and temples look scary from the outside, but are breathtakingly beautiful on the inside. This represents the journey that the soul pilgrim is required to take to reach somewhere sacred. But only the initiated can enter. Perhaps that's where you are right now. You're being tested, initiated, because you are headed somewhere sacred. Initiations require that we cross the threshold from one world or state of being to the next. We're being called to face what scares us and have to be willing to lose it all in order to gain a new way of being, of safety, of security, of depth, of meaning. Wow, interesting. I feel like the initiation chamber that they're talking about is kind of like this Eight of Swords, that through that time that we might feel, it's recent past by the way, that we might feel bound, stuck, caught in our own thoughts and that sort of thing. It's almost like that initiation. It's like that, place that we move from the darkness to the light. I'm really feeling that with this card. So in your recent past, I guess ask yourself, guys, have you been in a situation that's made you feel stuck? And it can just be our own mental prison through, feeling bad about ourselves, being in a victim mentality, being a martyr, being anxious, being over-analytical. And that can really, really cloud our intuitive centers when we're like that. Because this person here is bound through the... Sorry about that, guys. It's got a flat battery, so I just had to give it a quick charge. So as I was saying, this person here is bound around all their intuition centers. And, when we're bound around those centers, we can't see that path out to the better times, to the truth, to that clarity. We can feel quite stuck. Now, you can see there's a clear path out for this person here, but you can't see it because of those bindings, because those centers are stuck, are shut down. So, what we really need to do to, release ourselves from that place of being stuck, from being stagnant, is to evoke the energy of the King of Swords. Because the King of Swords is about vision, clarity, truth. He can use that sword here to cut those bindings free, to release. The King of Swords is also about setting healthy boundaries so we don't end up in a place like this. He can use that sword to cut the last of energetic cords to situations and people and things that don't serve us anymore. And that process is truly transformative. That's why we have the butterfly here. So recent past, I really see you, releasing yourself from your own sort of imposed mental prison, or one that might have come through the treatment of others, to really start to free and release from that. Because the Wheel of Fortune is here this week, guys. So that Wheel of Fortune wants to turn. We're about to close out a decade, so this card's coming up a lot. It's about that whole wheel spinning. It's about completing the last of the karmic contracts that we're in now and starting fresh, starting a clean slate. It's about a luck change. It can talk about, that life lessons have been learned and it's time to move on in the next direction. It says that it's divine timing and it's predestined for these shifts to be happening now. So it's really about releasing this energy here. It's time for you to move from that darkness into the light under the Wheel of Fortune. And you might need to have some strength and courage as we take that transition. Change can be... it can be scary, it can be challenging for us. So, that strength card is all about coaxing any inner demons, any indecision, anything that's holding us back, coaxing it back into balance. And that's where we release our infinite potential. Now we've got 2 number 8s here in this reading too. So number 8 is that number of mastery and power. So it's about mastering those sides of ourselves so that we can step into our personal power. The Strength card can talk about meeting emotions and feelings with their equal opposite in order to balance them. So if you're harboring any resent, any anger, towards yourself or others from this past situation, then we would meet that with forgiveness, with compassion, leaving the past in the past. And that's the way to coax these inner demons into balance. And that's a great place for us to move forward in. So as that wheel turns, I think it's going to change things quite significantly for you, Scorpio. We've got the 7 of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands here. Yeah, I mean, that 6 of Wands is a victory card. It's a card of success and achievement. It says that you're riding into a chapter of your life where you're going to find more of those things, where you're going to be recognized for, your achievement, your transmuting the energies, relieving the denser energies. People are going to see that shift in you. This is you riding out of this cave into brighter times, into that next chapter, because the Wheel of Fortune is also said to have a 10-year energy, guys. So the decisions that you make now, the things that you release, where you invest your energy now is going to shape your whole next chapter, and it could actually shape your next decade. And the 7 of Pentacles is about in the near future you reconsidering where you put your time and energy and effort to establish value in your life. Maybe in the past, you put your time and energy into situations that didn't serve you, that kept you small, that kept you bound, where you couldn't progress and expand. So this is about you now wanting to invest in things that are going to be worth your while, that are going to grow into, a 10 of Pentacles reality that can really go the distance, that can bring you that success and victory. This is about a whole successful new chapter for you because you've had the courage and the strength to release yourself from what's not working. So that's what we're seeing there. It can also be about you, again, stepping into your power, really re-establishing your sense of personal value as well. But either way, it's such a strong new direction for you, Scorpio. At the moment, it might seem like you're a little bit in that cave, but you have to keep focusing on forward movement. And that Wheel of Fortune is really going to bring in that energy that allows you to make a larger shift quickly and propel yourself forward, because the divine timing is saying that this is the right time for that shift, guys. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the reading, Scorpio. I wish you all the best with that powerful energy this week. Keep in mind it is a general reading. It won't be for every one of you guys. Leave me a comment. I always love to hear how it's playing out in your daily life. And I will see you back here same time next week for another reading.